America has made legal immigration harder than illegal immigration, and Indians are paying the biggest price.
NBC News is now reporting criminals are posing as ICE agents to rob and assault immigrants across the country. A Telemundo investigation documented at least 31 cases of ICE impersonation in 2025 alone, nearly 6 times the annual average of the previous decade. Now, the crimes are getting much more violent. Cases involving physical violence jumped from 23% to 38% in 2025. Victims report armed robbery, kidnapping, and sexual assault by people wearing fake tactical gear and claiming to be federal agents. The FBI warns the impersonations make it, quote, difficult for the community to distinguish between real officers and criminals. Real ICE agents are required to carry official credentials.
Fake ICE agents are actively terrorizing immigrants across the United States of America, and a new investigation revealed there have been dozens of incidences ever since Trump's crackdown began, and it's still happening to this day. You need to know about this. A Telemundo investigation has revealed that in the past year, there have been 31 documented cases of impersonation. For comparison, on average, there have been about 5.3 in prior years. In cases of ICE impersonation, individuals have been able to successfully rob and assault immigrants in the United States of America. One assailant pointed a gun at a baby's head, demanding money from the infant's parents. And here's the problem. You can't actually tell the difference between an impersonator and an actual ICE agent because they both wear hoods and masks. They dress the same. This is a story that impacts so many people across America, and impersonations are surging right now. Spread the word. Follow along for all the news you need to know about.
So this is a very disturbing story that's happening in the United States. So ICE agent impersonations is surging. And basically people are dressing up as ICE agents and assaulting and robbing immigrants. There's even a story where one of these assailants actually pointed a gun at a baby's head and demanded more money from the immigrant. And the big challenge here is that you can't tell the difference between somebody who's an ICE agent and somebody who's impersonating to be an ICE agent, because they both wear masks. Folks, the source for this is Telly Now. Let me know what you think about this very disturbing story in the comments.
Donald Trump promised to go after the worst of the worst. Instead, he went after us. He went after people going about their days, living their lives, tamale vendors, daycare and construction workers, parents picking up their children from school, community members who show up every single day to make Illinois stronger. The President of the United States deployed an entire branch of law enforcement as an instrument of fear, as state-sanctioned kidnappers, depriving individuals of the basic constitutional right to due process. Neighborhoods went silent, streets emptied, families were torn apart, businesses shuttered their doors.
At the library, so you can no longer come to the library. But the intimidation is beginning for the voting, and know that the troopers are out there and they're running plates.
DPS parked the truck. It was a random stop. He had a warrant on the plate, right? So he stopped him. He stayed in the car. He never got off. After he got off, then 2 minutes, we have like roaches, running cars. They come, they get the phone, they put it on the guy, they run him off and turn it off, okay? They get him off, they talk to him, whatever. My friend's recording. I'm calling the judges, I'm calling the library. I want to Sherry Castillo and tell her what's going on. This is intimidation to the voters. Because even if it's a random stop, why are you coming here? Tell the guy to go out, to the street. Park them out on the street. You're intimidating voters. They're not going to come because they're going to see eyes. They're going to see the guys in green. After that, Javier got notified too. Like he gets here, it says guys, and they tell the people, the DPS and them, y'all need to get out of the parking lot because this is our voting, it's our ground. So you need to get out of here. Let me take over. I'll wait for the family members to take the vehicle. They already took the guy. So I left and DPS was here. So Javier took over. He goes, I'm going to wait, Diana, for the family to pick up the vehicle. I said, well, Javier, for the record, just to let you know, they came and took my plates. They took a picture of my plates. So if I get missed, and everybody knows me, I said, if I'm missing, you know who took me. We cannot take chances right now. The way ICE is working, everybody's disappearing. We're immigrants or not, it's getting there. Yep.
Moments later, Democratic candidate for Bexar County District Attorney Jane Davis arrived at the scene.
I'm out here working the polls today, and I hear that ICE has come in here to this polling place with several cars, parked them out here and intimidated the voters. If they want to arrest somebody and they had a warrant for somebody's arrest, they could do it somewhere else. They don't do it on a polling place. You don't have MAGA or ICE coming in and intimidating voters. We have to have our voting rights protected. I hope that our law enforcement will have their body cams on so that they can record whatever ICE has done, and then they can ship those body cams directly to the DA's office so we can prosecute any kind of violation of the law.
You heard me! Off my steps! This is a school, not your hunting ground!
Yeah.
No!
Get out of here!
Take another step toward these kids! Turn around and walk!
I said walk!
Don't ever come back here! Not for my students!
Let's go!
Garbage? Are you ice garbage?
Mom, let's go. Mom!
Who are you? What's your name? Are you ice? Oh, you don't want me to take a picture of your face? Is that because you're ice?
Name and badge number.
I don't have to give it to you.
You're not a real cop. Stop shining that light in my eyes. We begin at 6 with an investigation in Galveston, and police there say they've arrested a man who's pretending to be a member.
To me, one of the most frightening types of people are the people who dress up like police officers, or in this case, ICE agents, and go on to fake arrest people, to harass people, to sometimes assault people. And this guy was recently busted for doing just that in Galveston, Texas. His name is Joshua Warner, and he was actually captured at first by citizens. As you can see in those clips that I played at the beginning, citizens in Galveston actually came across Joshua as he was conducting one of these fake stops late one night a few months ago. And when they asked him to provide identification, he got really aggressive with them. He shoved a fake badge in their faces and acted like it was legit. And you can watch the whole interaction for yourself. It's cringy, but at the same time, it's deeply disturbing. Because it's men like this who put on a uniform like that to feel some sort of sick power. They go on these power trips. They feel weak and powerless in their normal lives. So they put on a fake badge and they put on a fake uniform so that they can go abuse people in the public square. And obviously sometimes this leads to horrific things like rape, murder, stuff like that. Now, disturbingly, the citizen who recorded that initial video of Joshua shared that on his Facebook and asked for people to come forward. And he said that almost immediately people began responding to his clip, and he received initially over 100 emails about incidents that people in Galveston had had with this guy, meaning that he had terrorized, according to the stories, over 100 different people in the city before he was caught. And there were probably countless more that he harassed that we still don't know about. So if you've been stopped by this man or you know this guy's face, please report this to the Galveston Police Department. Give them a call, send them an email to their tip line. It's very important. I do want to share though, the guy who recorded that initial video and captured this guy committing those illegal acts, he absolutely roasted this dude in the news interview that he did a few days ago. Just check this out.
Hari says he quickly realized something wasn't right. I noticed his gear and his outfit. It looked like it just came in from Temu. It wasn't like real cop.
He says, I was running and thank the Lord I was able to call my wife and tell her to open the door because I was being chased. He says, I was leaving for work when 4 vans came up on me, one in the front and another behind me. They tried to box me in. He says he managed to drive back home, jumping out of his truck and running, leaving behind his key, wallet, and cashier's check for rent. Since then, Jose and his family have been too afraid to leave their apartment.
So it's been a couple of days since I've done a video, and I've got Santino here on my lap. I'm sitting in the car waiting for Deb. And as you scroll your FYP, you're constantly seeing now some Americans getting picked up by ICE. But it's not really fucking ICE. It's these motherfuckers that they deputized. That I knew at the beginning when they said this shit, that Tom Homan was on 60 Minutes. I said, when I saw the segment that said they're not going to have enough agents, ICE said, to do what Trump wants to do, and they're going to deputize these scumbags. And that's what the fuck they did. And good for the people that told them, get the fuck out of here and all that type of shit. Because it's ridiculous, these motherfuckers. They're probably January 6 bitches. And you know what they are, trash. This country, in large segments, is extremely fucked up. And who am I? I'm the guy that did 20 years and 28 motherfucking days in the United States Navy, during the Gulf War, in and out of country, during the Iraq War, working out of the Pentagon for the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. Facts. To you two-teeth, zero brain cell motherfuckers that I call DMMFs, dumb maggot motherfuckers who do the fucking most with the fucking least, who occasionally come on my fucking videos. And guess what? One of them did a fucking video. He proved my fucking point. That motherfucker hardly had any fucking teeth. He had 2, and he had 0 brain cells because he couldn't put a fucking sentence together, and he couldn't fucking capitalize I or the beginning of a sentence or find a fucking period. So you prove my fucking point. You motherfuckers are rotten. Leave undocumented immigrants alone that are doing nothing other than providing for their family, working hard, doing the fucking jobs you lazy fucking Americans will not do. Like I said in my last video that went viral, get on the motherfucking roof at 110 degrees to 8, 9 o'clock. Go on the motherfucking fields. You bitches couldn't even fucking spell fields. You're pathetic. Help them get a path to citizenship because these are good people. So in closing, fuck you, Trump. Fuck you, Headset. Fuck you, Kristi Noem, who's fucking Corey Lewandowski. Disgusting. Look him up. What a pig, misogynistic pig he is. And fuck everybody in the Trump administration with a heavy emphasis on the following degenerate, misogynistic pig, racist, bottom-feeding fucking moron. Raspy Robert fucking Kennedy. Nails on a motherfucking chalkboard.
America has made legal immigration harder than illegal immigration, and Indians are paying the biggest price. Trump administration has announced that you can no longer stay in the US if you are waiting for a green card. And if you're an applicant for a green card, you can no longer apply in the US. This means that you have to leave your job, your family, with no guarantees to come back. This is unfortunately a very sad story for all the hardworking immigrants that have put their life and their money into that country, paid taxes, and now they're just told to basically fuck off. Tell me what you think of this and follow for daily updates.
Don't Americans have the right to fall in love? To marry somebody born in another country? To build a life together? Why are we moving toward a system where American citizens are going to have to leave the United States and live overseas just to stay with their spouse, just to start a family with their husband or wife? Right now, spouses from more than 75 countries are already barred from coming to America. That's half the world. And now the people already here have to be separated too? That's what Trump's new memo says. You can't adjust your status here unless it's extraordinary circumstances if you marry a U.S. citizen. What is America becoming? Look, secure the border, deport violent criminals. Nobody can argue with that. But stop treating love, marriage, and family like there's some kind of fraud by default. Because the United States was built by immigrants, including the Trump family. So wake up, Congress. Wake up, America. America needs immigration laws that are strong, fair, realistic, and humane. Not just for immigrants, but for Americans and American families too. Let me know what you think in the comments.
India is furious with Trump. What did Trump do this time? He's offended a whole country again. What's it about? It's about the comment, India is whole, and that Indians are gangsters with laptops. Did Trump really say that? Well, it's because Trump shared a podcast and the transcript of the Michael Savage podcast where he was talking about immigration and birthright citizenship. In that podcast, Michael Savage said that India was ahead and that Indians were gangsters with laptops. So be careful what you share. The US Embassy has said in response that Trump said India is a great country and he's good friends with Prime Minister Modi. So leave a comment. Do you think India is a... No, don't answer that. Do you think Trump needs to be more careful with what he says and shares? Trump. There's no one like him.
Thank you for proving my point that Republicans don't understand anything about how voting works, and that's why you all fall for ridiculous conspiracies about voter fraud. Just having a driver's license doesn't make you registered to vote, and it doesn't make you eligible to register to vote, and it doesn't mean that you can vote legally. Yes, of course, undocumented people and non-citizens with legal status can get driver's licenses. How the fuck else would they function? Just having an address and a driver's license with that address doesn't mean that you can vote. Homeless people who are citizens who don't have an address, they can vote. Like, you're not making the point that you think you're making. Just declaring an address and being able to drive, that doesn't register you to vote. Like, they're not citizens. And all of this is ridiculous because there is no widespread voter fraud. It doesn't happen. Conservatives are freaking out over something that doesn't exist yet again. Why? Because they can't solve actual problems and they don't want to govern. So they have to rile up their base about things that don't exist. And you guys are falling for it.
Major changes for people applying for green cards from inside the United States. The Trump administration says many applicants will now be expected to return to their home countries and apply through American consulates overseas instead of remaining in the U.S. during the process. As Pix 11's Giovanni Diaz reports, immigration attorneys warn the move could impact workers, students, and families already living in the country.
If you or someone in your family is in the process of filing for a green card, listen up. There are new changes in effect. The U.S. Department of Citizenship and Immigration Services is announcing that petitioners will have to start the process in their home country.
This is a shock for many people listening to this.
Here's what this means. For more than 50 years, people who entered the United States legally, say with a student or temporary work visa, can apply for a green card while still in America. That way, they can continue to work and live their lives while immigration officials process their case. But now, based on this new guidance, those same people will be expected to leave the U.S. and apply through American consulates overseas. The change announced in this memo issued by the USCIS will likely impact hundreds of thousands of people each year, especially those married to American citizens or green card holders.
What they're imposing is a way to get people out without any real indication of when they're going to return.
According to the Trump administration, the move is aimed at closing loopholes in the immigration system. But critics say this could separate families, delay approvals, and force skilled workers already living and working in the United States to leave the country.
What this administration continues to do is shrink that lawful pathway and expand unlawful status to people.
Right now, it takes nearly a year and a half for green cards to be processed in immigration offices in New York City, according to the USCIS website. The attorney explains this could lead to more people losing their status even if they did everything right since entering the United States.
By his own doing, he's creating more of this business of being undocumented and giving more business to detention centers.
The government did say there will be exceptions, but those will be based on the immigration officials overseeing each case. In the meantime, the immigration attorney says the move will likely face legal challenges. In the newsroom, I'm Giovanni Diaz, Pix 11 News.
If you or someone you know is applying for a green card in the near future, you need to watch this video. The Trump administration just announced that going forward, all new green card applicants will have to apply from outside the country. That's right. Going forward, all new applicants will have to return to their home country and do the entire process there. Now, it used to be that you can do the entire process in the US from start to finish, but it looks like going forward, that will no longer be the case. And it doesn't matter if you are already legally legally in the US. Whether you are married to a US citizen on a work visa, a tourist visa, or are a student, you still have to go back to your home country and do the entire process there. This applies to everybody. Now, USCIS did say that some people might be exempt from this, but their situation has to fall under extraordinary circumstances, whatever that means, and yes, they actually said that. It's very interesting to me how they always talk about doing it the right way, but they keep making it harder and harder to do it the right way. But I digress. But there you have it, guys. Let me know what you guys think.
We have some breaking news. The Supreme Court of the United States have stated that President Donald Trump can no longer deport undocumented immigrants under the Act Aliens Enemy. According to reports, this decision was made yesterday around 2 a.m. And this decision was pretty much unanimous decision. 7 out of 2 of the Supreme Court, which everyone agreed that as of right now, Donald Trump will not be able to deport any more undocumented immigrants. Donald Trump and his administration was getting away with deporting people with the Alien Enemy Act. According to reports, there were also 200 plus immigrants that were going to Venezuela. They were pretty much getting deported, but they were put to a stop. So without a doubt, this is a big blow to Donald Trump and his whole administration. And a big W for the undocumented immigrants in the United States. I know this news is going to be great for a lot of people in the United States. So make sure to share this with your family, your cousins, your uncle, etc. Let me know what you guys think about all this down below in the comments. Y como siempre, síganme para más noticias virales. Chao, pescado.
Is President Trump really saying that he's considering amnesty? What do you think? Here's what he posted today on Truth Social. Our great farmers and people in the hotel and leisure business have been stating that our very aggressive policy on immigration is taking very good long-time workers away from them, with those jobs being almost impossible to replace. Really? In many cases, the criminals allowed into our country by the very stupid Biden open borders policy are applying for those jobs, aka newcomers. This is not good. We must protect our farmers, but get the criminals out of the USA. Changes are coming. This sounds to me like they're going to create some sort of amnesty process or program for farmers and individuals who are in hospitality, the hotel industry, because they're now waking up to the reality that good workers are in these areas are very, very difficult to replace. Guys, tell me what you think. Is he really calling for amnesty?
So this immigration story, it's still being talked about. It's still very active in United States of America. And I can tell you that, you see, Indian immigrants, they feel threatened about it. Because remember, the administration of Trump just said that, you know what, when it comes to these Indian people here, or Indian immigrants, they terrorize us via their laptops, via the internet, so we don't need them here. And I can tell you that's not good news to anybody, because this immigration issue is going to affect so many people. The blacks, just everybody. But again, remember this particular guy that said immigration issues are going to affect those that don't have a white skin color. So I don't know how true that is, but kindly comment down below. I really need to understand this, because or was that an overthinking? Because what I know is that the government has said, or the administration of Trump has said, as long as you are undocumented, you can't be here. And as long as you came on a temporary visa, you cannot just change your status while in America. You need to use the right procedure. Go back to your country, reapply to be an American citizen. And of course, why would you subject a human being to that? Because remember, these people, they'll need finances to do all these things. I mean, why would you make them go through that? So there is a lot of discussion. And again, we have these fake ICE agents that are coming up and actually terrorizing immigrants. And that instills fear in these people. At the end of the day, they'll not be able even to go buy grocery because they fear what who they are going to meet on the way. If it's a fake agent, ICE agent, then that will mean they are going to be extorted. If it's real agents, then they are going to be really harassed and to be grilled. And America already is going through a lot. So many things changed when the president came in. So far, so many people have already been deported. Some even voluntarily went back home because they were tired of hiding. And if you hide, it means that there is nothing you can do. Again, if you go to work, you are being set up by your own employer. Remember the Latinos that were working in a construction site, and once they completed the job, they called ICE on them. It sparked an outrage, I can tell you. So immigrants are panicking in America. I did a video yesterday and someone was saying it's even easier to be a citizen of heaven than to be a citizen of America, which is very true. Because in America currently, even if you are a citizen, you still go through a lot. We've seen clips of someone running to their house. We've seen a 23-year-old running back to the house because of these ICE agents. They wanted to stop her and grill her, and he had to run back home. Luckily, the dad was there, and the dad really shouted at the ICE agents. And I wonder, how are Americans going to survive in the next few years? Because this is emotional toll on them. People deserve to be peaceful. People deserve to live peacefully. Because already the economy there is too expensive that they are already emotionally damaged, mentally ill. You need to work like 3 to 4 jobs for you to survive to live in America. $100,000 for them is like nothing, which is already too expensive, man. So, guys, for the immigrants, we've always wanted to go to America because of the American dream. That's what has been instilled in our minds. But did you know that you can as well live a better life outside America? That's what people haven't been told. Okay, they talk about better schools, better hospitals. But remember, in America also, they eat processed foods like 90%. But outside America, more so in Africa, you eat raw and non-toxic food, non-processed food like 90% of the time. People are so much into natural food from the farms than processed food. Not because they cannot afford, but that's because of how the culture is, how the environment is. You go to the farm, plant tomatoes, plant veggies, maize, and you eat from there. So most of the time you'll actually get raw and natural food. You cook them. So that will mean it's still the same. On the other side, they have better health care, probably because of the kind of food they eat. Anyway, I'm not discussing this because of being biased in some way, but I just want to tell those that are really dreaming of migrating to America that you can as well have a better life here in Africa or in Asia, because I understand it's Asians and Africans who are so many in these developed countries. But again, going to America has really improved the life of so many people. People have gone there, their families have lived better, their sisters and children have gone to good schools. They have built beautiful homes for their parents. They have bought lands for their families. And it's great. You cannot really say that it's a bad thing. So remember that in anything that happens in this world, there is an advantage and a disadvantage. Now, it's very difficult. Like even in Kenya, the number of people that used to apply for visas to go to America, it has really reduced. People no longer want to travel because of the strict immigration rules. And again, the presence of ICE agents everywhere. Like these people go to homes, they go to schools, they go to churches. I mean, and that is why you had one person saying that ICE agents was meant to protect the borders, to protect, the country from getting illegal stuffs. And, that was basically the main point. But now they're infiltrating homes. We've seen this particular clip of a person going to a black person's house, pretending to be a cleaning company, but the main work was to find out illegal immigrants or undocumented immigrants. They have gone to churches. You've seen principals and teachers telling them to turn around and go back. They cannot come and emotionally torment children in school. Like, what are you going to do? So this immigration crisis in America is going to separate families, and that is why one person was saying you should not get into family, into love. Get into other things, but not into family. Anyway, I don't know what you think about that, guys. Kindly comment down below. Let me know what you think. I'll see you in the next video.